Hey, what's going on, YouTube? How are ya? I hope you're doing well. Hiker Dave here. I just got done with a hike, got back into my vehicle, and I'm actually waiting because as I had come out of the woods, there was an older gentleman, older, like he owed Moses probably a couple bucks. I mean, this guy was getting up there. I'm gonna say mid 80s, and I've seen him in here before, and he just kind of little baby steps, and he walks with a cane with the brace, two of them on each hand, and he really just slow. And I've talked to him before, and I said, boy, I really hope I can get out and hike like he's doing at his age. And so I got back, and I'm sitting in my van warming it up, and I'm not leaving until I see him come back out of the woods because this guy, if he takes a fall, there's nobody here. It's my van and his car right there. That's it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That's his car there. There's nobody in this place. So, pardon the camera, pardon my hand, and all that junk. I don't want to go anywhere because it's almost 3. Sun goes down at about 4:15. So, I mean, I got time, so I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait. If I don't see him in an hour, I'm probably going to go back in there and see if he's okay. I mean, if this guy falls, breaks a hip or something, he's going to be laying in a trail, and there's nobody's going to come and happen by him. There's nobody here right now. Anyways, as I sat here, I was doing some thinking about, say right now, right, Sasquatch is brought out into the open, and there's a special report that Sasquatch is a real species, and everybody can just settle down now, right, with the conspiracy theories and all that stuff, and so Bigfoot's real, right? What does that mean for people such as myself? Well, the first thing I thought of as I'm thinking of, what happens when is that the end of the road? What does that mean for a lot of people? And I thought, well, I'm a hiker originally. That's how this whole thing happened. Was I love to hike anyways, regardless. I like to climb a couple mountains here and there up north, up in New Hampshire, small mountains, but hiking different forests and stuff like that, and just getting out into nature and stuff, and cleansing my head a little bit. Is kind of, I see that every time I go for a hike, I'm like feel unlocked somehow from society and whatever. I'm not trying to get all spiritual. I'm just saying that for me, hiking is an incredible, relaxing, very fun thing to do. And I actually prefer, if I had the choice, to hike alone. I like to hike alone. I it's just something that I enjoy. And that this guy is getting out there hiking at 80 something, or he might be pushing 90. That's something I will always continue to do as long as my legs can take me out there. Then I'm gonna do that. So if Bigfoot just became mainstream in that, it's a thing, and they're gonna start to have protected areas and stuff, I got to tell you, my curiosity would just be branched. It wouldn't be just this one. Is it real? Is it real? And I believe that it is, and I see sign, and I want to find prints, and what exactly am I after? Really, do I want Bigfoot to be recognized as a species? It's funny because, and I've said it multiple times, to kind of be careful what you wish for. I come out here and I make these videos, and I do just a lot of thinking out loud, a lot of stuff as I'm hiking and walking and stuff like that. And I think I would be now more curious about seeing one. I'd be even more curious so now they're real, right? That's the thing. So what's their habitat like? You know what I mean? What do they eat? I would still be so curious as to how something that massive and has been around this long was able all of this time to be considered that it's not even real. You know, and I've said before, that's a great thing for them. That if people just don't believe, people walk around in the woods and, you know, their eyes aren't looking for a Sasquatch. Their eyes aren't looking for footprints and stick breaks and tree leans and tree bends and stuff like that, right? Which, you know, a lot of people that watch my videos are into that kind of thing. And we see these things when we're out in the forest. And like a magnet, you know, I've tried before to just hike. And it's impossible now. I can't do it. I've tried to just simply hike, no squatching, just back to the basics, you know what I mean? Back to my roots where how this all started. It's impossible. I can't do it. So if it ever came out that Sasquatch was proven, I think that my curiosity would just go off into a different direction. I don't think I would just be like standing there going, well, now what? You know what I mean? What do I start looking for the Loch Ness Monster? And I'm not trying to group that in. And I happen to believe that there is some kind of prehistoric holdover, like something like that. But that's for someone else's channel, right? So as I sat here waiting for this guy to come out, I figured I would share my thoughts with you guys, and kind of on a little different note, I bumped into a guy hiking once, and we stopped and chatted he was a foreigner he's from Africa. And we stopped and chatted for a little bit, for like 45 minutes, kind of got to know each other. And this guy was really a deep thinker, you know. And we got on the subject of my YouTube channel and how much I enjoy doing that and stuff like that. And we got into the topic of legacies, what is left behind when you're gone, right? And I said, you know, it always saddened me to know that after I'm gone, I'll be forgotten after a couple generations, right? Like I remember my grandparents, both sets, but my children never met my grandparents. And so they have just the memory of things I'll talk about. When I'm gone, and my brother and sister, when we're gone and aren't there to tell the stories of my grandparents, their memory is gone, except for maybe a photo or something, right? Or unless they invented something or came up with a cure, they were a famous doctor or a lawyer or a president or somebody that went down in history that did something major. And I kind of was saying, you know, I don't have that. I don't have something. After my children have children, their children aren't going to know. They will have no idea about who I am, about what I liked and what I did for a living. And I just don't think, sadly enough today, pictures, you don't hold the picture anymore. You know, I think that's why I like to write. I write a lot. And you can hold it. It's tangible. And so many people will show you pictures of their family and friends or their kids, and they're showing me their phone. And I'm just as guilty of it. I have tons of photos of my kids. I actually do have hard copies of photos when they were younger, but since how popular these phones have gotten and how such good quality they are, it's just pictures that will die in my phone. That when my phone is gone, those pictures are gone. I understand there's ways to back up your photos. I can have them printed, but I don't do that. And this guy that I was talking to in the trail said, you know, what you're doing with your videos and your, like I keep a lot of these, a lot of journals. I have a bunch of these and I just write stuff down. I'll write down video ideas. I do like some research, which my research consists of YouTube. Let's not fool, I don't want to try to fool anybody. The Google machine and YouTube is fantastic for research, but I will leave these behind, right? That's something. And the video is something, the library of videos that I've got that hopefully my children's children and their children will be able to look back on what I'm doing here, taking this kind of visual diary, I guess you could say, right? Because, you know, I put a lot of stuff on just hiking and it comforted me a little bit, at least, you know, I hate that when I'm gone, the memory's gone after a couple generations. And it was something that the guy kind of made me, felt a little more comfortable with. I am leaving behind something that can be that can be viewed and watched and looked at for generations to come. Anyways, that was my ramble, you guys. I don't see this guy coming out of the woods yet. I'll give him a little more time, another 45 minutes or so. And the sun is starting to go down. The clouds, now there's cloud cover, so it's colder. The guy was bundled up, but the trail is all slushy, and I'm afraid that if he goes down, he's going to be laying there. So I cannot leave. In good conscience, I can't leave this place until I see him come walking out, or I'm going to go in after him and just to make sure he's all right. Thank you guys so much for clicking, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.